Thinking about buying a new home in the Greater Asheville area? Well, I suppose these gorgeous fall colors might be one of those very reasons. And there's more than that, because this area really offers an incredible quality of life. My name is Frank Wood, and it's my job to help folks like you find your dream home. But before we get focused on this beautiful retreat that will have that gorgeous front porch and these spectacular views, we need to take a look at some of the common mistakes that folks make. And by doing so, we're going to help ensure that your transition to Western North Carolina is as smooth as can be. I'll be with you every step of the way. So let's take a look at these critical mistakes that a lot of folks can make. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Mistake number 1, and that's thinking that flooding is just a coastal problem. Yes, we're in the mountains, but guess what? Water flows downhill, and that gets into rivers and streams. And if you're anywhere near that, we need to think about the possibility of floods. You can look at FEMA maps, but they're not often accurate. I'll make sure that we're looking at the local county GIS maps to ensure that your dream home will be above water. In fact, the only water you'll get in will be that nice hot tub in the middle of winter. Mistake number 2, and that's knowing that the mountains have their own personality. And we're talking about steep driveways, the abundance of private roads. It's one of the reasons four-wheel drives are so popular around here. Now, that doesn't seem like much on the surface, but when it comes to getting a mortgage, some of your lenders will require a maintenance agreement to be in place. Quite routinely, these are handled through a homeowners association dues, but others requires community participation. So whether it's a paved road or a gravel road, this is something to definitely be aware of. Also unique to the area is the abundance of septic tanks and wells. And this is one of the critical reasons you need a home inspection to make sure that your septic tank is functioning properly. Wells usually operate without a problem, but they do need filters changed periodically. And it's always good to check the quality of the motor to make sure that you are getting adequate water pressure. But one of the real surprises up here is radon. Yes, when you're in the mountains, radon gas is 4 times more likely to occur than in a residential area in other parts of the state. Now, that's not to be alarmed about, because if there is a presence of radon, it can be easily mitigated. My goal is to make sure that you have a peaceful mountain retreat, and we'll review all of these aspects to ensure that your new home is just up to your expectations. Mistake number 3, saying, "Honey, I'll be right back." When you relocate to the mountains, one thing many buyers don't think about is how far they might be from the shop around the corner. In some areas, that corner might be a winding 20-minute drive away, and it's not always a quick trip to Lowe's or the grocery store when you run out of something. Planning ahead becomes a lifestyle here, part of the charm and rhythm of rural living. The good news is that while shopping causes you to plan a bit more, many communities now offer high-speed fiber optic internet right at your home, bringing the world to your doorstep, even when the nearest store isn't just around the corner. Mistake number 4. Well, it's a legal issue, and I suppose that's why I'm filming in front of the courthouse. Caveat emptor. What? I mean, you don't know what that term is? Well, it's Latin for buyer beware. And basically what this means is the responsibility is on you as the buyer to thoroughly inspect the house to understand everything to cover any defects. Now, the seller must prepare a residential property disclosure statement, but with the residential property disclosure statement, the seller has the ability to select no representation for a number of line items, and that doesn't really help you. But a home inspection will help solve that. The second part of this is the due diligence fee. When we're ready to submit the offer for your house that you've selected, there'll be both an earnest money deposit and a due diligence amount, which will go directly to the seller, and it's non-refundable. You're probably scratching your head going, what? Well, that's the way it's done here in North Carolina. And there's two sides to the coin here. It does help protect the seller, and they are taking their property off the market for an extended period of time. So if a buyer begins to walk or decides to walk, then they get compensated for it in the due diligence fee. But it is totally negotiable, and it's a very good tool that can be used effectively to help improve your offer. If it's the property you know you want, you can put a little bit more due diligence money down, and that sends a very strong signal to the seller that you want the house. So, two unique things in North Carolina. That's the buyer beware and the due diligence fee.
Mistake number 5, falling for the dream without checking the budget. It's easy to fall in love with that gorgeous mountain cottage or that turn-of-the-century beauty in Hendersonville's historic district. But not having your financing arranged in advance could cause you to lose out on that dream home. I'll help connect you with the mortgage lender so that when I submit your offer, it will come with a pre-qualification document to improve your positioning against competing offers and also protect your due diligence fees.
Western North Carolina is truly one of the most beautiful and vibrant areas that you could ever call home. If you're thinking about the Greater Asheville area, we need to talk. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so we can keep in touch. I'm Frank Wood, real estate consultant at your service.